Hello again, class. Again, this is Mr. Garcia. We're going to continue with the lesson. Okay. So I hope you did understand the lesson on section one. Okay. Which is again the overview of statistics. Okay. So now we're going to proceed with section 1.2. Okay. Um, for section 1.3, we're going to skip that for the meantime. Um, and then we're gonna go back to that lesson sometime soon. But we're gonna finish first section 1.2. Okay. So also, if you check your Schoology, okay, I think I already put in some of the scores in there. Okay. So if you got a zero, it means you haven't turned them in. Okay, make sure you have turned them in, or if not, if you think you turned them in, you send me a message and then you show me the paper. Okay. um, make sure that the work from yesterday you turn them over to as well, and so that it will be graded. Okay. So okay, so now we're gonna continue with section 1.2. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Okay. So we're not going to boil down to data. Okay. So data itself, we already defined that these are the things that can be obtained through measurement, counts, okay, observations, okay, and many more. Okay. Now, data is we're gonna now understand and classify data first. Okay. So again, we're gonna distinguish between a qualitative data versus a quantitative data. Okay. And the second one, we're gonna classify data with respect to the four levels of measurement. Okay. So this is kind of short, okay? Um, but we're still gonna do something after the lesson here because I'm gonna tell you later on what to do next. Okay? So let's start. Okay? So when we speak of qualitative data, okay, it's just basically from the root word quality. Okay. So when you speak of qualitative data, you're just simply talking about attributes, okay, labels, or simply non numerical entries. Okay. So anything that gives back to you an answer that is not a number, okay, in most cases, okay, is qualitative data. Okay. So say for example, one type of data would be your college major. Okay. What's your major? Okay. So if you ask yourself what the major is, or if you ask your student, if you ask your college student what your major is, you get a lot of what labels. Okay, I want to major in nursing, in education, in engineering, in business. Okay, because it gives back a label. Okay, now, another one would be what? Place of birth. Okay. Where were you born? Okay. You're born in California. Okay. Were you born in uh, Arleta? Okay. Place of birth, when you ask, it gives back a what? Label or attribute. Okay. So, another one is what you call eye color. Okay. Eye color. So again, it's attributes. Notice it's all non-numerical entries. It doesn't give you a number. Okay, it gives you an assignment. Okay, an assignment or a label. Okay, that's what you mean by qualitative data. Okay, however, quantitative data, it's basically numerical measurements or counts. Okay, so anything that has a number on it, okay, that was obtained by measurement or that was obtained by counting, that's quantitative. Okay. Example. age. Okay, how old are you? So when you ask how old are you, you're given a number. So that's why it's quantitative data. Okay, the weight of a letter. Okay, so this one is kind of like specific. You can just say also weight if you want. Okay, so what's your weight or weight of a person? Okay, could be. Okay, so in this case, weight, it comes back to you as a what? Number. Okay, also what? Temperature. Okay, so temperature is also a number, quantitative data, because these are obtained by measurements or counts. Is that clear? Okay, let's have an example. Okay, so look into this example. The base prices of several vehicles are shown in the table. Which data are qualitative data and which data are quantitative data? So this was from the Ford Motor Company. Okay, so talking about the different Ford models. Okay, so in here, notice, okay, the column that says model, okay, is basically telling you the what type of vehicle. Doesn't give you a number. So this itself is a what? Qualitative data. Okay. However, the other one, which is the suggested retail price, it's price, which means it gives back to you as a what? Number. So this one would now be what? Quantitative data. Do you guys understand? Okay. Difference between qualitative and quantitative. Is that clear? Okay. So I hope it's clear. Okay. Because we go on to the next slide. Okay. Now, statisticians, okay, are not really satisfied with just simply, oh, this is qualitative and this is quantitative. Okay. They want to break the classification more. Okay. So what happened is they have broken down the two classifications of data, which is quantitative and quantitative, to a more specific type of level. That's why they call it levels of measurement. Okay, so the first one would now be what? Nominal level of measurement. Okay, so again, nominal level, it's qualitative. Okay, so this one would now be using a category, using names, labels, or quantities. Okay, no mathematical computations can be made because basically it's no number. Okay, so this is the lowest level of measurement. Okay, next. Okay, so before we go on, an example of a nominal level would be, say, for example, your um, could be your grade level. Okay, so whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or a what? Senior. Okay, that's an example of a nominal level of measurement. Okay, it's just assigning. Okay, next one is what you call again, or next one is ordinal level of measurement. This can be qualitative or what? Quantitative data. Okay, so data can be arranged in order or rank. Anything that has rank on it, okay, it's considered ordinal. Okay. Now, differences between data and entries is not meaningful. Okay, so there's nothing, no meaning on it. Okay. Okay. An example would be, say, for example, military rank. Okay, military rank is an example of an ordinal level. Okay, it's still assigning, okay, categories, but the categories are in what order? Okay, whether you're a general or a captain or just simply a sergeant. Okay, so there's like a rank. Okay, 4-star general, 5-star general, and so on. Okay, now difference between data entries is not meaningful. Okay, that's the difference between uh the captain and general. It's really not meaningful. It's just that it's just in order. Okay. Okay. Let's have an example. Okay. So basically, these two are more or less qualitative, but ordinal can also be what? Quantitative. Okay. Let's look at the example right here. Okay. Two data sets are shown. Okay. Which data set consists of data at the nominal level? Which data set consists of data in the ordinal level? Okay. Now, the first one on your left is the top 5 TB programs from May 4th to May 10th. Okay. So as you can see, this is what? This has ranks, right? Top 5, which is the first one, which is the second 5, third, the fourth, and the what? The fifth. Okay. So most likely, this is what? Ordinal. Okay. The one on your right, which is just network affiliates in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So these are like radio stations, I think, probably, I guess. Okay. So WTAE is NBC, WPXI, NBC, KDKA, CBS, WPGH, or these are kind of like the call stations, I think. Okay. So it's just simply what? Labeling. Okay. So in this case, it's easier that the one on the right is what? Nominal, and the other on the left, it's what? Ordinal. Okay. So as you can see, difference between ranks is not meaningful. Okay. And this is what? Nominal level. Okay. So clear the difference. Okay. I hope this is clear. Okay. So we have the first two. Okay. Now, next, we have the third one, which is what you call interval level of what? Measurement. Okay. So again, the last two are both quantitative. Okay. So this is strictly quantitative data. Data can be ordered. Okay. Differences between data entries is what? Meaningful. Okay. Okay. Which means you can make differences. Okay. Now, one important feature of an interval level is this. 0 represents only a position on a scale, which means it's not an inherent 0, which means it's not absolute. It's still a value. Okay? So 0 does not imply none. Okay? So when you say 0, it's not actually what? 0. Okay? Now, an example of this would be, say, for example, temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, why? Okay, question is, if the temperature is 0 degrees Fahrenheit, does it have no temperature? Think. 0 degrees Fahrenheit doesn't mean that that the temperature, there's no temperature. It means there is, right? Okay, it just means that the 0 here, it just implies position. Okay, everybody, you guys understand, right? Okay, so which means you can make differences between temperatures. Like say, for example, if this classroom has a temperature of, say, uh, say 73 degrees Fahrenheit, while the temperature next door at Miss Stringer is, say, for example, 70 degrees, okay, I can say that the difference between our temperature is what? 3 degrees, okay? So which means if you have an interval level, then you can say that you can make differences, and 0 is just simply a position on a scale. Okay? Now, the other one, and the last one, which is the ratio level of measurement, again, it has the same features to the interval level. Okay? You can make differences, it's still quantitative. Okay? However, the 0 here means really what? 0. Okay, which means, okay, once it's 0, which means there is a what? Base, which means I can, aside from differences, I can make a ratio of two data values. Okay, meaning one data value can be expressed as a multiple of another. So here when you say 0, it means what? 0. Okay, like say for example, height. If your height is 0, do you have height? No, you don't have height, right? So say for example, which means if there's no, if there's, when you say 0 and there's no height, it means I can make multiple comparisons. Okay. which means, say, for example, if my height is, um, say, for example, 100 centimeters, while, say, Mr. Edge has a height of 200 centimeters, I can say that his height, Mr. Edge height, is twice my height. Okay? Okay? You cannot do that in interval ratio. Okay? It means, say, for example, if our temperature in my room is 25 degrees centigrade or Fahrenheit, and the other room is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, we cannot say that the temperature on the other side is twice the temperature on our classroom. Okay? Because the temperature has no inherent zero. Okay? So anything when you try to ask yourself, okay, does this value, if I put a value of zero here, okay, does it means nothing? Okay. Like say, for example, weight. If the weight is zero, does it have weight? No, right? Do you guys follow? Okay. That's how you understand what ratio level and interval level of measurement is. Okay. So always ask yourself about the zero. Okay. So example. Okay. Two data sets are shown. Okay, which data set consists of data at the interval level? Okay, which data set consists of data in the ratio level? Okay, so the one on your left, it says here New York Yankees World Series victories in years. Okay, so remember, our years is like in what? Anno Dom AD, after that, right? So before Christ and after that, right? Okay, and the other one on the right is the American League home run totals by team. So you're talking about home run. Okay, so the first one is years. Okay, so ask yourself. Okay, if the year is zero, is that the beginning of time? Okay, or say for example on the other one, if there is zero home run, did you made a home run? Right? Okay, so just asking yourself that, you'll be able to understand which one is in what? Interval, and which one is what? Ratio. Okay, so looking into this, okay, notice this one is what? Okay, interval. Okay, why? Because the zero here, okay, say for example, year zero. Okay, is that the beginning of time? No, right? Because we're using what after the AD, right? Anno Domini in Latin, I think. Yeah. Okay. Because when you say zero, it's still zero. Okay, it's still a year. Okay. However, on the right side, okay, this is exactly ratio. Okay. So, like say for example, I can say that um, Oakland's home run, which is 135. Okay. So twice of that would be, say, for example, almost um, about which New York. Okay, almost. Okay, so you can say that. Okay, because when you say zero home run, you actually didn't make a what home run. Okay, do you guys understand? Okay, so this is basically the lesson for today. Okay, so the summary, I'll give a copy of this to you. Okay, so that you can use that in answering the classwork for today. So this is the summary of all the four levels. Okay, so that you can, when you look into an example, uh, you can identify whether it's nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. So as you can see difference, you can do it in what? Interval and ratio. Okay, multiple is just simply ratio. Okay, arrange data in order, you can do that here except for the nominal. Okay, so from here you already finished section 1.2. Okay, so okay, now okay, so from here what you're gonna do, so if you're finished, the Mr. Alfaro will give you the classwork. Okay, if you still want to watch this video and you still want to skip, or you forgot to skip on some, you can go on to the link. Okay, now I know you're gonna finish early in here. Okay. Now, what you're going to do after, okay, when you finish, is to register yourself in MyLab Statistics. Okay. So, this is how you register. Okay. You go to the class. Okay. So, say, for example, I'm going to to your class. Okay. So, go to your class, to Schoology. So, in here, so I'm using, say, for example, period 1. Okay. You see MyLab Statistics. Okay. So I want you to click that and then click on course home. Okay. Okay. After that, you follow the instructions. You're gonna be going to like a long letter, and let's go down and go down. You just simply accept it, and then you will be added to the class. Okay. So if you need help, if you need questions, you can ask the sub for